Welcome back, everyone. We're going to continue our testing for the new Secrets of Power leaders. Today, we're going to be looking at one of the leaders that we put at the top of our tier list for this set, and that's Dedra. We're going to be using her with Tarkentown. I know a lot of lists right now are running her as a red-blue deck with a little bit more control and top end. Today, we're going to try and take advantage of her ability to tap one to make my opponent choose either take 2 damage to a unit or let me draw a card in combination with Tarkentown, and then some smaller units early on into a nice curve with some disclose that allows us to take advantage of the ability to finish off with Dedra and some attachments, using the Hoth Lieutenant to get an extra attack in. Just different mechanics like this as we go throughout the game. Takes advantage of a lot of the new card set from the new set, and should be a lot of fun to kind of test out and see how it works. Excited about this leader for both limited and constructed and what it can do, and so we're going to take a look at this Tarkentown version to see if it is viable. So let's jump right into the games here. Right away with a Boba Data Vault, one of what I would call probably the leaders to be a meta, top of the meta for the new set. They just announced all of the different PQs. As we look at this hand, I think we'll keep it. We'll get the silencer out early, which should help us maybe control some of the space into Chairman and then some attack. So I do like what we have here. We'll resource here. The extra attack over the readying a unit is probably better because the indirect is going to be weakening some of our units. So let's see how this goes. 33 is going to be a lot to try and get on them before like Boba can get out with an overwhelming barrage, which, as you saw from the deck list, is a lot of smaller units that don't really work as well here. So it's interesting to see them play the crack shot. We'll play the silencer. They could just trade next turn. This makes me think maybe they have a second one drop. They do. So we'll claim here to get an attack in. I do like this here as a plot card to power up Dedra. So what we're going to do first is just hit base. Now we could Tarkentown here, or we could have, but then it sets up that trade. So now I think what we'll do here is play this out, because this will allow us to set up some of Dedra's ability with drawing. Next turn we can bring the Gunslinger in. Either way, if we would have Tarkentown, it would have put us in a weird spot. So they got a lot of ships coming out. So what we're going to do first is see if we draw a card here, which we can then trigger here to create a spy token, just get some board control to eat up some direct damage. I will disclose double aggression. So we're going to be playing this card and this one this turn, so we'll disclose both. This will give us a spy token. So that's nice. It can really eat up some stuff. If they... let's see what we want to do here. We'll play here because this is going to give us another opportunity to ping. So we're going to have a lot working for us. Dedra's going to come out here, so we're not going to take advantage of the plot card that we had underneath. But what it's going to allow us to do is start to get in. Oh, they have Force Choke. Okay. Force Choke means I get to draw. Then they hit with indirect damage, which we'll take to the spy token. Let's see, we will... What did we disclose before? So we're going to need another spy token. So you can see we're getting a lot of value off of the Chairman here. We'll hit base. We'll kill this off. We're a little bit behind, but this aggression is huge, right? Because that'll allow us to immediately take out Boba. And here we're just going to start to jam some damage. I think we might play the Lieutenant into... so we don't want to give away the aggression, so we'll do it this way. This allows us to do some damage, to set up some discard possibly. He does take the damage there, which lets us then play Dedra ability. So we're just going to hit base here. We have not used Target Town yet, so let's use their ability here to see if he decides to take the damage. He does. That was great for us. Allows us to Target Town that unit. We're feeling like we're in great shape right now. When Boba comes out, it will be able to kill both spy tokens and Cyril, so maybe we didn't need to put the damage on Cyril. But that's how it is. We'll immediately play aggression to kill this off. Yep. So we will defeat this upgrade. We could draw a card which would let us create a spy token, or we could just kill this off. I think we'll kill it off, putting them at a disadvantage from that perspective. We'll play out our space unit. I think that they probably have Overwhelming Barrage coming, so we're going to look in our resource row. We have the Hotshot Blaster that might come in handy here. The Chaos of War could be a sneaky way to finish the game if we can get them to within 3 damage. There's the Overwhelming Barrage. I think that's what we expected. That's going to allow them to put in a decent amount of damage. Okay. We'll take that here. We will Hotshot as we try to get them closer. And then we'll play the HK. And so I do think next turn we should be able to finish it off. Let's see what happens. We do want to be careful to make sure we don't kill ourselves with this. So we're probably daring. Let's think of the sequence. We can get them to 30, 32, and then Chaos of War could finish it off. We will just take and 1 there. We don't care as much because what we're really trying to do is finish the game on this turn with the Chaos of War. So the key here is for them to not play this card. They claim. Okay, so that gives us the win because what we'll do is here, this, and then I miscounted. I should not have played this. So let's do this. What a mistake. That was a mistake on my part. I miscounted. That's GG. I did not need to play this and the game would have been over. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. And we'll go to set game 2. So that's important. Take your time. Live play, even online. I guess I could have undone there. I thought I had it sequenced out right and I totally forgot the cost, and that's my fault. That happens. But you can see how the deck could play out and how the cards work together. We had the win there. Just a misclick on my part. Let's see. I do think this works out. I know they might try to do, there can only be 2 or whatever that card is that gives their system shields. So we'll get some units out. I don't think we'll need this or this one. So, but we'll keep this hand. We'll go here and here. We'll get some 2-drops, some disclose going. It'll also allow us to activate, which should be interesting. So we'll go here. It should give me the opportunity to disclose. I don't understand why it did not. But here we are. That's super confusing. Oh, because I don't have the cards because I resourced. Okay. All right, so new deck, a lot of learnings, right? First game we saw we aligned our resources, and then this game, got to pay attention to the disclose abilities. Let's go. So actually we'll keep this in hand so that we can disclose this time. We're going to use this right away. This is just too powerful, right? That'll be interesting. Okay, so they're they're going to do that. So we're going to immediately defeat this upgrade and deal 4 damage. The reason we do it that order, this lets them do -2 to something if they want to lose the force. But then, okay, they wait to do the -3. We will attack base. And what are we doing? So we'll show these units. See if they decide to take damage or not. If not, they have to discard a card. They are off the force, so it's possible that we'll deploy here and just kill this off. I think that puts us in a good spot. I'm going to keep the Hotshot Blaster out here because I think it could be valuable. I guess I could have put it in the resource and attacked. Okay, so we're going to hit the base for 4. This does set them up to be able to start to try and have 2 Siths out. They could play Revan. There's a lot of options here. I don't like already having 12 damage on base. That constructed lightsaber really hurt. We're pretty far behind, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so they're going to take that out, get an experience token. And we'll play another one. Yep. Okay. If they have it, they have it, right? Here, there's a decent chance they will. And they'll double shield. And I think that ends the game. There it is. Good for them. I think it's a good combo if you can pull it off. They got it, so I think they win. That's 13 damage. That's enough. And it's GG. All right, so we're down our first 2 games. I think the first game was our own fault. That game was a combo that was coming in. There's not much we could do about it. If we think back through how it played out, if I had resourced the Hotshot Blaster, I could have hotshotted with my leader into their leader, which would have prevented it from happening. So I think as we just go through it, as I learn this leader in this deck, there's definitely different lines I need to take. And I think our video so far is a great example of the errors you can make if you're not taking your time. That's 2 videos in a row. We'll keep this. We got some early game. I think that they're going to have a lot of force on the ground. So actually I'm going to keep the Rancor and these ground units to try and take advantage of Judge's ability. Killing that off, it won't generate the force on that, but it will on attack. I'm not really sure how I want to handle it, because once I do that, they can just ping and kill Bo, and we're both at 25, so I think we're almost racing here. So I think I'm going to be aggressive and go after the base. Okay. Would love to see the plot Saber here, just get some card advantage. Excuse me, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so doing 1 damage to each. I think that's an instant. Okay, let's hit base here to get that in. We probably want to bring our leader out before we play anything else, because we want them to play so we can get maximum value. But let's see how it goes. Oh, what did they do there? They pinged again. Okay, so we're gonna bring our leader out. Oh, actually, let's do this. Let's do damage here. See if they let us draw. They do. Okay, so now we can bring our leader out without any consequence. Could be a nice game finisher. A little bit of a good stall here, and we're just gonna play 1 card this turn. Probably the silencer. Oh, I drew, which gives them a spy token. That's right. So that's an interesting counter, right? Because I want them to take damage. They're happy letting me draw. They could have an aggression here. Let's see. I wish I had an aggression. Being able to attack and then ready would be really nice. So we'll be able to kill this off next turn, but it'll require an attack first, so we'll see what happens there. They do have aggression. Okay, that might let them ready a unit. They're going to kill off something. Are they drawing so they can create another spy? Yeah. Alright, I don't hate that. We'll get our damage in. And we'll play this. And we'll pass. I might just put this on the Kylo's tie and hit for 6. Let's see. See how much damage I can get in before I need to do that. But there's another decent chance where we can end the game with Chaos of War. Let's see if we can sequence it correctly. Great card for them. Absolutely. Love that. But we will be able to hit for 6 here, and then Chaos of War will end it next turn. And it'll force them to claim. So not a bad position for us. They are going to be able to ping for 1, but not right now because of the sequencing they chose, which is a great. So you can see right here, we are now going to be able to win it with Chaos of War. It's an interesting card in the deck. Like you'd think, do I really want it in there because I'm trying to draw cards, but it can be a good game ender. And I think you'll see that here. We'll just play it, and that'll be GG's. And that would be 2 of the 3 games we played where we could have ended the game with Chaos of War. How do we sequence it correctly? I think in this case we did, and that's GG. That Revan got us with that combo. Something definitely to think about, adding some upgrade removal. We could have hotshot blasted into Revan himself. And here we have Anakin blue force base, so something near meta for last set. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. We have a good first turn into some removal. I do love this card in this deck if you can get it right. So let's keep this hand and see what happens. I think this goes in the resource and the Daring Raid, and we'll just try and play on curve. Not really utilizing her ability too much. So here, I think we just take out the Lars. Yes, they get to draw, but attacking for 3 just so they can restore 2 doesn't really make much sense. We'll show that because I think we're going to play it this turn depending on what they put out there. And let's see what they draw here. Itinerant Warrior. Okay, so they're going to have some healing coming in. What do I want to die here? Let's think. Let's play this, because I think what happens, they're going to attack in and trade up, then we can target town, giving us a clear path for bringing out Dedra with the plot. We can even use her ability once. And then we're set up with some nice cards to do some damage, try and control the board, but them discarding here is actually to our advantage. Interesting enough. They will do that. Oh, they didn't. Okay. All right, let's start here. See if they let us draw. Or if they just kill off their unit. Oh, we get to draw. Okay, so that sets us up decently. That's a big old body. So we'll deploy. We will put this on. We're gonna take both of these out. We can't really. That just dies no matter what. So in theory, maybe we just take this out to save our Tarkin Town. Yeah. And the Anakin comes out and would die immediately, so they're not super incentivized. In fact, they can't bring it out this turn, and we can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can hit for 5. Just, oh, they're able to draw here. Okay. This again. Six. Okay. I'm just doing some math on how I want to do this. We don't want Dedra to die, so I'm gonna defeat this and ready this. Okay. I'm sure they're okay with this too because they're just getting more value into Anakin. We will stop at 6. So they've drawn enough where we're not getting the value out of Dedra that we'd like, but we will get. This card doesn't really do anything right now. Let's see what they play out. We're gonna be able to hit for 10 with Dedra, which is gonna really boost Anakin up, but also put them in a weird spot. Okay, they do deploy Anakin. They might have Cinta. They do. It's going to allow them to kill off nothing. Okay, that was one way to do it. So we'll hit their base. We will hit their base. And hopefully that puts us in a good spot. Oh, there's the winner right there. So unless they can heal with this, they have the Itinerant Warrior. I would expect that could come out. But we're just going to hit base anyway. Okay, so they played that. That's fine. GG's. All right, so not a bad game for us. I think that they did not end up playing their Itinerant Warrior. They went with the Sentinel to try and prevent. I think the aggression came in handy to let us hit again, and then the aggressive no negotiation, which added 5 damage on that swing, really put the game in kind of in range for us to win. And you can see how the deck plays out. I think outside of our fumble in the first game, the deck is playing pretty well. Seems to be competitive, I think, in the matches we're seeing. Piet will be interesting because it's going to go wide and big in space, and so we're going to try and have to end the game before they get too big out there. Let's see what happens if we get a good draw for that. I think that this will be fine. So we're going to keep it. We're going to put this down. And this, I'm not really sure about that crosshair yet, but we're going to, since we need damage, we're going to start with things that do more damage. The HK is not bad, but I think this will allow us to do a little bit more. And then we'll have to watch out for their rant. Okay, so they have their own HK. We'll resource one of ours. We'll hit base. I think we'll unveil that. Because we're trying to hit damage more than anything, I think what we'll do is we'll play the Kylo's tie. Well, first let's just do this. See if we can draw another card. Okay, they decided to take the damage there. I think it's an easy target down target. I'll play the Kylo's tie just to get some damage. Aggression's fine. See if we can get more cards in hand than them. We will. This at least lets us attack for more, and then we'll be able to play this unit to attack again. So there's a decent chance we can get another 8 damage in this turn. And because we're going to play a 3 cost, let's do some damage. Or draw. Okay, they take the damage. It's fine. We deploy. Big things are coming out on their side. It's already can be trouble. So we're just trying to hit base. That did not work out the way I meant to. think I'm fumbling left and right here. They got to open fire. Okay. We continue to hit base. Get them to 20. Not the card we wanted to see, but in theory we have lethal here, depending on what they do. There's that. So let's hit. I'm guessing they have a way to end it right now. This hits for 9, which is way too much. I think we're just going to come up one short. I do think I could have mulliganed the original hand. And then that Dedra, I could have gotten a 2 attack in. Maybe with aggression. Does this do it on attack too? No. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to come up one short. Nice use of the new capital ship for them. That's GG. I will say it is an interesting deck with Dedra. I think there's more building it can do to make sure I'm taking advantage of her ability while maximizing board presence. It was the first time I got to use this last game, which I thought helped. But I, again, really need to pay attention to the resources that I have, because getting her ability to hit for 4 is going to be so important. And I think I just messed it up in a couple of the games. I think more practice will be better, so I can continue to figure out how to take advantage of that. If they throw Chewbacca down here, I guess we're in trouble. But they did not. ECL Poe is going to do some damage, or Wrecker. We're going to have a lot of ground presence, so I think we're going to be in trouble with some of that. I do not want that out here. This is not really the sequence I meant for myself, but here we are. We'll try and get some damage in here before they bring out their big guns with Poe and Wrecker. So we're just try and get damage. That's all we can do. We will claim if needed to try and stay ahead. They're going to ECL out Sabine. Okay. We'll deploy. Get that damage in. See if they play another card. Okay. I don't know if we win another way, so we're just gonna have to swing hard to base. Yeah. Okay. I think here we're gonna end up one short again? Question mark. No, we're gonna be fine. Okay. So that was right. Just claiming, keeping cards in hand, hitting fast. Just a interesting way to have to do it based on what was happening. Them ECLing out Sabine, I think, changed what we had to do a little bit, so that we had to start hitting with these, with whatever units we had out to try and pour that damage on. You could see how quickly we were able to get to 25. GG's to Sabine. And we keep our gameplay going. Let's see what happens with this next one. We have a Data Vault Supreme Leader Snoke. That's a lot of damage to get through, as we saw from Boba before. Let's see what we draw into. I do like this here. We have not played this yet, so let's put it out there and see what happens. We'll keep this hand. We'll plot this down. I think we want to get all these units out. It's an interesting balance with Dedra, because you kind of want to play under curve to to use her ability, but if you have a bunch of 1-drops, you're losing your hand so quickly, so you're not really getting any advantage from that either. We'll resource the second chairman. So I think finding the right balance with it is interesting, and probably why people are enjoying blue, because it allows you to be able to have things like perishing to draw cards. Interesting here, I think what they'll do is put a token here, so we're actually gonna just play this out to do damage into a daring raid, because that'll waste one of their resources to buff this up, and it'll still kill it. And then on this turn, we'll still be able to bring Dedra out with the plot card. So I think we'll, in theory, be able to have a lot of damage on board. All right, they play Cunning, which is a little bit worse if you think about it from that perspective. We're still going to follow the same path here. We are going to hit that. We're going to get a lot of damage in before Snoke comes out. This will also 1 damage to another friendly unit and 2 damage to base. So we'll attack in here. We'll do damage there. So that actually does 4. That's an interesting ability. This will get us to 10. We're not going to get the advantage of her ability from all this, but we will deploy, and we'll put this on. We'll hit for another 5, and then we'll target down that. Aggression is not a bad card here. We're just behind on the other pieces. So we have to choose here. I think in this case, we get the 5 in 3 or less. So depending on what they kill here, we might be able to get a couple more attacks. That's going to wipe the board. Basically, great card for them. They're going to attack for 7, so we're actually going to just deal 4 damage to this and draw a card. This means that if they attack Dedra, they die, so that's why we did it in that way. And then we'll just start to refill our board. This is 2 or less. We don't really have any of that. But we can get at least 2 units out and possibly daring raid. So let's get the hidden unit out, because that's going to hit. They can't maul into that, which is key. They can't ambush here. We might actually claim here to make sure we get our attack in. We will do that. Perfect. We're going to hit very hard with this one. Yep. Up to 28. Means they have to kill it here. We're going to play this out and just put a lot of pressure on. They might have another overwhelming barrage. Is what it is. Craving Power also does it. They're going to do that so they can heal. And they might stabilize just enough. Craving Power and Overwhelming Barrage were the right set of cards. I think that the Chaos of War will get us to exactly lethal. So GG's. Chaos of War again comes in clutch there. We're able to get over the Data Vault. Inquisitor's Hidden helped to keep it on the board and force the attack. We claimed without playing anything else just because we knew we were close to damage and we had to get there. GG's to our opponent there. We'll go again here. This could be our last one. It's good to see one of the new leaders. Yularen Blue. I have not played this or seen much of this, but excited to see what happens. Here we go. Okay, I do love getting Cyril out, have a little bit of resource. The Hoth Lieutenant will let us get extra damage in with Dedra on deploy. We're going to keep this. I wonder if they are going to be playing a lot from their hand to try and get multiple cards out to take advantage of Yularen's ability. It'll be interesting to see. We'll also be sure to watch what we're doing to make sure that we keep a disclose card here. We're going to show this one and this one because we're going to play this out and see if they let us I am done. I disclose those. I will try to do 2 damage there, or else we get to have them discard. Great. So it's a draw. I'm not mad at that coming out. Okay. All right, so we're here. We're gonna hit their base. We're gonna use Dedra's ability. We're gonna bring out our plot card, and we're gonna hit for a lot. I do not care if they decide to use this ability to attack with both of these. That I care a little bit more about, so let's try and deal 2 damage to it. Do not want all these experience tokens out here. They let us draw, that's fine. They attack, they attack. We'll put this on here. Target Town. We'll hit for 5. Force them to deal. We'll hit for 7, that's right. Force them to deal with it. Aggression is great, considering what they have. We will stop at 6 resources we get there. Oh, Craving Power again. Okay. I do want units on the board. So I'll do this to get in another 6 damage. We will claim here. We'll see what they end up doing. This will represent some additional damage. They're going to get some experience tokens going. So I like what they're doing now. I probably should have killed this off when I had the chance. And I'm going to regret what's happening now. So they're clearing the board. I think we're in a tough spot. So what we're going to do is we're going to defeat, upgrade, upgrade, and then we're going to do 4 damage to this guy. I think that's what we have to do. We still have a 2 cost we can get out on the board. They're just doing a great job bringing out experience tokens. I imagine what they're going to do is keep the board clear. Yep, smart. And I think we're just in a bad place. I probably didn't need to resource there, but we'll do this. If we got another Wild Rancor, we would finish off their board, but they have 12 damage here. If they have a way to get 1 more experience token, they end the game. Well, let's see if they have that. They do. GG. Nicely played. I think that's one of the games where not really thinking through what they could come out with. I think once I saw this, it's such a big threat. I should have immediately tried to take it out. I think if I played again, I would do that. You can see how much value they got out of it. A lot of experience tokens, allowed other things to live. Just something to think about. Nice to see Yularen. There's definitely going to be a lot of fun things with all the new leaders. And we'll go again. Hopefully we'll get another new leader. And we get Sabe Data Vault. Very disruptive leader. One of my favorite ones in the new set. And then Data Vault will be interesting. I do think it's very powerful with the Rebel package in red. There's a lot of double cunning running around out there, which it does a lot of work with. I will keep this hand. This could be interesting later, but I think I want to try and see if I can get some of this control on the board. Data Vault's going to be a lot to get through. I'm going to kill that off. I just don't want them to be able to cheat out. So I should have kept that. There's a different sequence in here, but is what it is. I do not like Restore out for them at all. See if we can get some value out of the chairman. Do not have plot. See what they end up doing. Okay, they're gonna surprise strike to kill him. Oh, I see. I guess in that case we'll just kill this off. will bamboozle nothing. I don't understand. Okay. Whatever. Alright. I'm actually only going to play that so that I can keep... I don't think we're going to want double chaos. We could kill Sabe and deploy with Dedra and the Hotshot Blaster. I think there was a time where we did not do that to a leader, so let's do that this time. I'm happy to trade this out. Just right now, I feel like they don't have a lot of cards in hand, and I have a bit of board control, so that combination I think is working well for me. And we'll probably stop here at 6 resources, building up the aggressive negotiation power. Okay, they'll bamboozle again. We'll put it on here. It doesn't really hurt us. We'll just hit for a lot. Okay. So this 1, 2, 3. So this hits for 5. So we can hit for 11 with this here. And we will. They chose to. So there's 11. That basically puts them at, they have to claim, I think. They choose not to. If they don't draw a Sentinel here, we just claim. And that's GG's. So you can see a couple of misplays by our opponent. Not really what you want to see there. We're actually going to do one more based on what happened there. I don't know that was... it's the same player. I think we'll do this last one and we'll close out the video. As we set this game up, just think more practice with Dedra will be great. I do think the red version has a lot of opportunity. I think I still need to tweak the deck itself to figure out what the right mix is. Did we see any? We didn't really see any space, but we might want it. So let's do that. We're going to need some ground presence because of what they did. They don't have a first turn play. I'm not sure what's going on with our opponent's deck. This is nice because we're able to use Disclose here to try and do some damage. We can double up with the ability. Here, I think we don't really want to deal with that. So we'll get rid of it. And we'll play here and we'll attack. And we don't need to Disclose because you can't do 2 damage. And we'll pass. So we're definitely not going to have extra power with Dedra on this turn. We can play the Hoth Lieutenant to get in damage. But this Obi-Wan is going to be a problem. So let's see if they take the 2 here. Let us draw. This can do a number of things. It would, in theory, allow us to trade out with Dedra on it. Nope, they've chosen to discard a card. We'll play this deal. This is interesting because this would power it up. Okay, I don't hate that. I'll power it up and then I'll play. And so now we have a nice board. Oh, geez. Hopefully this isn't a mistake. But we'll see. Oh, what's this plot? Ambush. Okay, that's a nice one. If we want this gone, right? Let's draw again. No, they discard again. Okay. Oh, they're gonna be able to rip something from our hand. I wonder if they take the Hotshot Blaster. I guess I would feel better with it as a resource. Ooh, okay. We'll get our damage in. We're actually going to draw a card and ready a unit. And then we'll play this. I know it's weird, but it puts more pressure on them, which I like. So there's 4 attack, so it's 7. Okay, that's okay. Because what we really want, they're going to do that. We're going to do this. We'll just close these 2 again. Maybe they discard, they do. So there's a couple options here. We could put this on. Let's just count it. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is just enough. So what we'll do is we'll play this to win the game. Oh, they'll probably rip it out of our hand. I forgot about that part. They do. So we'll throw this on. And the Reckless Gunslinger will actually win the game. So GG's. So we had a lot of options. Yes, they could rip. That would have killed it, but we had 2 other ways to end it. A lot of firepower here. So let's talk about what we saw with this deck. Thank you all for watching. Really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed our continued testing. This was a lot of fun to play. I think this is one of the top leaders in the new set. This is the Tarkentown version. We had a misplay in game 1 where we had Boba. We did lose to the Revan deck that just, without upgrade removal, I think it's going to be tougher if they hit that exact combo. Also, we had a chance to kill Revan and did not play it right. So I think as we played more of the deck, we got more comfortable with it and were able to kind of control a lot of the games. And each of the different pieces, I think, were able to play a role. Even the crosshair, although we only drew it once, you could see where it could start to do extra damage. I think we got twice. We got the attack in to do 4 total extra damage to the base. The Hidden from Inquisitor came in handy. The Hotshot Blaster, the Chaos of Wars, which I was skeptical about, worked well. We didn't really see the Wild Rancor play here, but that might end up being more of a sideboard. You can see where that'll be huge against big spy token decks or other things on the ground. And our plot right here came in handy. Just a fun deck overall. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you want to. Check out some other videos we did recently. Tier lists for the leaders for the new set, and then some of our favorite cards, and we continue to test out different leaders. We have our first pre-releases coming up. Hoping to do a video on that, and thanks again, everyone.